Welcome to this video analysis of the UK's lost decade of economics in the 2010s. The 2010s marked a tumultuous period for the UK economy, with the global financial crisis still fresh in people's minds, and the impact of austerity measures implemented by the government. While the economy did show signs of recovery during the decade, it was generally a period of slow growth and high levels of public debt, earning it the moniker of the lost decade. In this video, we will take a closer look at the economic conditions of the 2010s, analyze the factors contributing to the UK's economic performance, and discuss the lessons we can learn from this period as we move forward. Join me as we delve into the UK's lost decade of economics. The 2010s were marked by a challenging economic context for the UK. The global financial crisis, which began in 2008, had a significant impact on the UK's economy. The country experienced a recession, which lasted until 2009, and resulted in a significant loss of jobs and a decrease in the value of the pound. In response, the UK government implemented austerity measures, which aimed to reduce the country's budget deficit. These measures included cuts to public spending and increases in taxes. One of the major consequences of the austerity measures was the impact on the housing market. The introduction of policies such as the removal of housing benefits and cuts to local government funding had a negative effect on the availability of social housing and the affordability of private housing. Overall, the economic context of the 2010s was one of a struggling economy, grappling with the aftermath of the global financial crisis and the implementation of austerity measures. The UK's economic performance in the 2010s has been widely regarded as a lost decade due to a number of factors. One of the most significant indicators of the economic challenges faced during this period was the slow economic growth. Between 2010 and 2019, the UK's GDP grew at an average annual rate of just 1.3%, which was well below the historical average. Another key issue was the high levels of public debt. The UK's debt-to-GDP ratio reached a peak of 85.2% in 2017, which was the highest it had been since the aftermath of World War II. This was due in part to the high levels of government borrowing that were required to fund the country's budget deficit during the period of austerity. The UK's productivity performance was also weak during the 2010s, with the country experiencing one of the worst productivity growth rates among developed economies. Overall, the UK's economic performance in the 2010s was characterized by a combination of low economic growth. Factors contributing to the lost decade. Impact of Brexit on the UK economy. The UK's decision to leave the European Union, EU, in 2016 had a significant impact on the economy. Uncertainty over the outcome of Brexit negotiations and the potential impact on trade and investment led to a decline in business confidence and investment. Global economic slowdown. The 2010s were marked by a slowdown in the global economy, which had a negative impact on the UK's economic performance. Lower demand for exports, particularly in the manufacturing sector. State of the banking sector. The UK's banking sector was still recovering from the global financial crisis, which had a significant impact on the availability of credit and lending to businesses and households. Role of government policies. The austerity measures implemented by the government in response to the global financial crisis were a key factor contributing to the UK's economic challenges during the 2010s. Looking forward, what can we learn from the lost decade? The need for investment in productivity. To improve the UK's economic performance, there is a need for investment in productivity-enhancing measures, such as infrastructure development and skills training. The importance of a stable banking sector. Ensuring the stability of the banking sector is crucial for the UK's long-term economic growth. This includes measures to regulate the sector and protect consumers. The need for a comprehensive economic strategy. The UK should develop a comprehensive economic strategy that takes into account the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century, including globalization, technological change, and climate change. The role of government in supporting economic growth. The government has a key role to play in supporting economic growth through policies such as investment in infrastructure, tax incentives for businesses, and measures to support innovation and entrepreneurship. The lost decade of the UK's economy during the 2010s was marked by slow economic growth, high levels of public debt, weak productivity, and income inequality. The factors contributing to this included the impact of Brexit on the economy, a global economic slowdown, the state of the banking sector, and government policies, including austerity measures. To move forward, the UK must invest in productivity-enhancing measures, ensure the stability of the banking sector, develop a comprehensive economic strategy, and support economic growth through government policies. By learning from the challenges of the lost decade, the UK can build a more resilient and prosperous economy for the future.